Drop a grenade. Drop another one. Absolutely shredded. Absolutely shredded. Let's go, baby. Easy. Let's go. Let's go, chat. In this video, I'm gonna break down an S tier solo medic build that you can use on Hell on Earth difficulty, aka max difficulty in Killing Floor 3, and it's gonna make your runs much easier. You're gonna have incredible survivability, ad control, damage. It's just overall one of the best builds in the game, in my opinion. If you guys do enjoy this video, slap the likes up to the channel. I also do stream both on YouTube and on Twitch. We play Helldivers 2, we play Killing Floor 3, other games as well, and I'm going to be covering Arc Raiders when it comes out as well. Now let's get into the skills. Once again, this is a solo build breakdown. I'm gonna also make a video about a team medic build, so stay tuned for that. In the first row, you're gonna go for Doctor's Bag. Now you guys see I have this upgraded because every time I use a syringe, it repairs 20 armor integrity. That is actually really good on the higher waves, like wave 4, 5, and especially the boss. This comes in clutch by a lot. Essentially, if you think about it, if you pop, let's say 3 syringes, that's already like 60% of your armor that you're getting back. That is just really, really good, and it's worth it in my opinion. Now, the second one, which is Healing Hands, this is for your teammates, which this is a solo build, so you're not going to be using this at all. In the second lane, you have something pretty cool. You got 2 options. You can have way better ammo economy, or you can go for Biohazard as well. This one says deal 20% increased weapon damage to enemy flesh and mire hit zones. I swap in between these two, right, from time to time, and I think this is going to be up to you. Whichever you think you want to go for, both of these perks work really well for the solo runs. Then we have the Symbiosis. Even though we're going to be playing solo, for example, you can swap to your secondary weapon, right, and you can slap the enemies with your secondary shots, and a portion of that, 50% of that to be more precise, will heal yourself, which is pretty cool. Then in the next one, we have 2 options. None of these options are really the best for solo builds. We have Strength in Numbers. While at least one other player or trader pod is nearby, you take 10% reduced damage. And then you have Social Distancing. Now, social distancing in general in team play, in my opinion, is easily one of the best perks in the game, and we're going to talk about this one a little bit more in depth when we make the team build, right? But for this one, I usually still go for Strength in Numbers because at least if I'm around the trader, I get 10%. I take 10% less damage, so that can come in handy. I'm not upgrading this yet at the moment because the survivability on this build is still really good. And then finally, we have the Chemical Reaction, and this is a game-changing perk, right? Like, this is where you want to get. I believe this is level, what, 26? Yep. Essentially, every time you get a kill, there is a 30% chance to trigger a chemical reaction and to create a gas cloud that lingers for 5 seconds. Not only does it apply panic and toxic damage, which is, by the way, incredible, and that makes your ad control insane, but on top of that, all of these clouds will heal you. As you can imagine, you're getting a bunch of kills, and once you're running through these clouds, you're getting a heal. That is cool as hell, okay? Game-changing perk. Make sure to slap this on immediately if you want to do some solo runs. Even on hard mode, it's going to make your life 10 times easier. Then let's talk about the throwable. It's going to be all about creating a grenade that is essentially almost like a mini ultimate ability, because you can just throw this thing down and just tank a bunch of stuff. And in order to achieve that, you're going to go for the gas expansion, which gives the grenade gas cloud radius an increase of 30%. Then obviously we get an extra grenade here. Now this perk increases the healing by 100%, bro. Like there's no other option here. You're just going to go for this immediately. And in the final row, you are going to be picking up the Lingering Cloud. Biotic Grenade gas cloud duration is increased by 12 seconds. That is wild. That's why I said that it's going to feel like a mini ultimate, because you drop it and you just sit in it. And unless you're getting like super overwhelmed by large enemies, you're going to be fine. You're going to be healing like an absolute madman. This is very strong. On top of that, keep in mind that once you're dropping your grenade, you're staggering enemies as well, right? Like they're kind of stunned. They're not moving around a lot. It not only adds survivability because of the heal, but it keeps the enemies away. It's actually awesome. Now let's talk about the gadget, because this thing is cracked. In the first lane, you're going to go for Power Surge, which is going to give us the increase of our blast damage by 50%. And once you combine that with the expansion by 30%, it's incredible, right? So the whole explosion is just happening in a bigger radius, and the dome just becomes 30% bigger, which means that it's much easier to stay alive in the dome. And on top of that, the initial kills, it's going to be wild. You're going to get so much more kills with every use. In the next lane, you are going to go for field hospital. This means that the healing of the dome is also increased, like we had on the grenade, by 100%. And there's a really strong combo I like to do, which is I'll drop the dome, and if I'm getting like crazy overwhelmed, I'll drop a grenade as well, and you're almost unkillable, right? Like you're just tanking everything. It's actually wild. Then we're gonna pick up Storm Shelter. Sanctum duration is increased by 8 seconds. So your grenade has a plus 12-second increase. Your dome has a plus 8-second increase. And on top of that, you're doing massive damage when you drop the dome. Absolutely perfect combination of skills right here. And then finally, the double dose. Now, when you first see this, it will say that you're getting some kind of, damage decrease. But once you fully upgrade it, that goes to 0. What that means is you can drop this insane ultimate once and then drop it again back to back. So if you time it correctly, you have a crazy amount of healing around you during any wave. And it's very, very strong. So this is the build that I use on Hell on Earth difficulty when I'm playing solo. It's been tons of fun, dude. I'm going to be making, as I said, a build for team play, but I'm also going to be swapping some weapons in the future for this build. I just don't have the materials to test everything at the moment. I just got to keep playing and get more and more mats, right? But currently this is where it's at. Now let's talk about the weapons. The starter weapon is going to be the VS11, right? But we are going to be making a little bit of adjustments for the beginning. Now, what is that going to look like, right? So what you want to do, guys, is you want to pick up armor piercing rounds. Keep in mind, this is the main thing. If you don't want to invest in the other things, that's fine. But the armor piercing rounds is a must. Now, the reason that is a must, guys, is because it works perfectly with the chemical reaction skill, which is the skill that, creates those clouds on kill. If you do have armor piercing, what that essentially means is as you're getting kills, right, you're not just shooting that one enemy in front of you, you're killing enemies behind it, which means that you're going to be seeing clouds pop up, back to back to back. So armor piercing with that perk works like a charm. It's very powerful, 100% worth a try no matter what. And then what I also like to do is use the heavy frame receiver, right? Because this gives you the ability to increase the damage by 38% and decrease the fire rate, which makes it a little bit easier to land with this weapon without investing too much. So yeah, I do like to have these two perks, but mods, sorry. But as I said, if you don't want to go for the receiver just to make it a little bit cheaper, go for the armor piercing rounds and you're good to go. Now, once you get to the second wave, you're going to be selling this weapon. That's why I don't think you should invest too much into this one. You're going to be selling this and you are going to go and purchase the sharpshooter weapon, which is Artemis Marksman. Now, right away, what you need to know is that you need to put this weapon into single fire mode. Shout out to my buddy Dream, by the way, who was the one that found this weapon. And he was like, Pip, you got to try this out. This thing slaps. And then we put different kinds of mods on it. And yeah, guys, it is an absolute monster when it comes to clears and even on the larger enemies, as long as you're moving around and landing your shots, okay? So you're going to pick up Artemis. Once again, single fire mode. Then here's all the attachments you're going to need. Now, take your time with this. Obviously, you're not going to have these right away, right? But try to have this as a mission that you want to get these things on this weapon. So number one, armor piercing rounds on the first mod. Once again, you guys already know why I'm picking this up, because of the chemical reaction, right? However, on this one, we're also going to pay attention to the mod bonus perks. That matters. That's actually huge for this one. So for the armor piercing, 3% chance to heal 5% HP on a kill shot. Now, this is the one I got, and I've been enjoying it. If you don't like it, go ahead and try some other ones out. But personally, I think it's actually pretty cool because you get the piercing round. So you're always killing a bunch of enemies at the same time. So those little heals come in clutch. For the next one, we have the suppressor. And in this mod slot, we're looking for the 33% chance to return 1 round to the magazine on kill shot. This is a bonus ability. We also get awesome accuracy and recoil buffs, so you can't really go wrong with the suppressor here. And once again, the main perk here, you want to have the ability to get 1 round back with a 33% chance, right? huge. Next up is the laser sight. This is here literally because of the accuracy. This weapon does have a little bit of bad accuracy, but as you guys see, I also rolled a bonus ability that reduces the spread while moving by 10%. And on top of the 12% accuracy, it feels actually pretty good, especially while moving. Then we're gonna go for the red dot sight. Now this one can roll with deal 5% more damage to bosses. And on top of that, obviously you have the plus 5% on zoom critical damage. So when you're gonna be zooming in and you're fighting a boss, you're essentially doing 10% more damage overall just because of this sight. That's pretty dope. For the final one, we have the lightweight magazine. Now this one also rolled with 33% chance to return 1 round to the magazine on kill shot. So together, that's 66% chance. Now, from our testing, it does feel like these stack. Now, I can't be 100% sure on this because sometimes it can be that that 33% just procs back to back to back, right? And you're like, holy shit, it's got to be the 66%. But I will say that I have definitely felt the difference when I have it on both mods. Once again, it could be RNG, but yeah, that's how it feels. So I just decided to keep it. And on top of that, you get plus 20% reload speed on this, so you can't go wrong with it. And then finally, I leave the final slot empty. Now, the reason I do this is because you can pick up something that increases your fire rate by 15% and decreases your recoil, but it increases your price by 500, and the fire rate on this weapon is already really good. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep it a little bit cheaper so I can pick it up right away every second round, and that's essentially what I've been doing. When you move on to the next rounds, currently, I'm using the Samaritan, but guys, I'm working on this. This is not like perfected yet. And I think I found a few other weapons that are actually better than this one, but I haven't min-maxed it yet. So I don't know the exact numbers. So for this video, we're going to stick with the Samaritan. Whenever you have money, just pick up this one. But in the future, I'm going to update this build and give you guys all the information that I find, right? When it comes to the mods, you're going to have 2 options: critical strikes, or you can go for the toxicity reactive alloy rounds. The thing is, the toxic one gives you plus 20 damage, right? That's pretty good. But unfortunately, I never rolled anything good on the bonus ability on this. And on the second one, I rolled each shot has 1.5% chance to deal 150% damage. So yeah, currently I'm kind of testing both of these. So in the perfect case scenario, you want to roll the toxic one with the, perk that I have on this one, which is the 1.5% chance to deal 150% more damage. That would be the perfect case scenario. Currently, I do not have that, but if you can roll that, go for it. On the second mod, we have Heat Disperser. Now, the reason I run this is it gives you 60 freeze affliction, and if you fully upgrade it, it gives you, I believe it's 80. Yeah, 80, and it increases your fire rate by 20% as well, and decreases your recoil. So this is actually very good. And remember, this freeze affliction comes on top of everything that gun already has, which is force damage and ballistic damage. So you're going to be freezing the larger targets and the bosses as well, which is really nice. And this isn't even fully upgraded, but it already does quite a lot of work, right? So yeah, Heat Disperser is actually pretty good. And then finally, I'm using the Tungsten Receiver. The reason is pretty simple here. We have the 20% damage increase and only decrease of 4% fire rate. Once you fully upgrade that, that goes down to only 1% fire rate decrease and 25% damage. So you can make this even stronger, right? Now, unfortunately, the bonus ability on this is also doo-doo. So you'll have to look for something that will just give you more damage in any way, shape, or form on this weapon, because you're going to be using this weapon to melt down larger enemies and bosses. Now let's quickly talk about the secondary. So for this one, there's only one thing you need, and that's going to be the instant heal darts. Because when you're playing solo, because of the class and because of all the ability you have to heal and whatnot, you're not going to need that much healing from your secondary weapon. Now, there is a more healing heavy build that I'm working on as well for solo play, and I will let you guys know. But with this build, I think currently you have more than enough healing to stay alive as long as you master the movement and your abilities, and if you time everything correctly, you should be fine. But the instant healing darts make it a little bit more comfortable to switch to your secondary, go to your secondary fire mode, 3-tap an enemy with the heals, and you get 50% of those heals back. So it can come in clutch in some situations. Let's say you have like 75 HP and you want to get over 90 real quick. You swap to your secondary, boom, 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 get some HP back, you're good to go. So this is the only thing I have on here. And once again, a lot of testing needed, but I just don't have the materials, man. Like, I have to farm a lot because I've been upgrading different weapons all the time, and I run out of mats all the time. So I will try to farm a lot today after I drop this video, and I'll get to work essentially and bring you guys all the info possible. Okay, that's gonna be it for this video, man. I will also be dropping a full guide on how to play on Hell on Earth as I guide you through to it as I'm playing it. I'll make all the call outs. I'll try to make the explanation as easy as possible for everybody, so you guys get a better idea on how to have a higher chance to complete the highest difficulty in the game. If you guys did enjoy this video, slap a like, sub to the channel. There is more on the way. Builds, guides, you know, different class setups, weapon setups, mod info, essentially everything. And as I said, we don't just play Killing Floor 3. It's going to be Helldivers 2. Any cool game that comes out, including Arc Raiders. That game is something that I've been waiting for a very long time. We're going to be covering that game full time as well. So yeah, I'm super excited for the future. Thank you for all the love you've been showing both on YouTube and on Twitch, especially on the Twitch streams and YouTube streams, man. So many people showing up. We always have a great time. Thank you so much for all of it. As always, stay positive, stay disciplined, and I'll see you all on the next one.